The Last of Us 2 Remastered is coming on PC and this has been leaked by Sony Playstation. So what is this news all about? When can we expect The Last of Us 2 Remastered on PC? This is also with Charismatic. Let's get started. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe it. So there's a listing by Sony Playstation in which they have clearly mentioned about The Last of Us 2, which is going to be a remastered. And what is this actual listing? And I quote, responsible for overseeing the production of all outsourced environment art assets and interactive props, The Last of Us 2 Remaster. So they are going to use all the interactive assets, properties, and also they have mentioned Last of Us Part 1 also, which is already on PS5 and PC. So they are going to use all those properties from that game in the actual game, which is Last of Us 2 Remastered. Now you know the trend. When such kind of a listing in which they have mentioned clearly about the Last of Us 2 Remastered, and it is actually real. And what is the real trend regarding this? You remember when the Last of Us Part 1 was announced for PS5, it will obviously first come for PS5 because PS5 is the exclusive console right now. So it will eventually come for PS5 first. So what happened on 2022 September, PS5 Last of Us Part 1 was announced, and after some time what happened? On PC, on Steam, on Epic Game Store, there was an announcement for Last of Us Part 1, and eventually it came on 2023 March. So what I want to make it very clear is that when Sony PlayStation is working on a game, on a PS4 game, which eventually the CEO of the company said that eventually all the PS4 games will be coming on PC. So when they're making a game for PS5, that means that the PC port is also in their mind, and there would be a gap of 6 to 8 months, and in that time period you will be expecting Last of Us Part 2 definitely on PC. Now this listing which confirms the Last of Us Part 2 is coming and the remaster is going to happen. There's another thing which you have to understand, and the tweet, and I quote, this also support from Dog the Bomb. This is the user who is being posting this leak, and I quote from what he is saying is that this also supports the Last of Us composer Gustavo Santaolalla, hopefully I pronounce the name very clearly, who suggested a new release of Part 2 is coming earlier this year with the new content. Now this year coming would be a big surprise because October, you know, Spider-Man is coming, and with that release, can we expect the release date of Last of Us Part 2 Remaster, especially an announcement? So if we have an announcement for Last of Us Part 2, like an early January, February, because in that time period, Horizon Forbidden is obviously coming for PC. But if the Last of Us Part 2 is announced, the remaster is announced for PS5 later this year for an early release of 2024, then we could definitely expect the later part, that is around December this time in 2024 or 2025 early, we could be expecting the Last of Us Part 2 for PC. Yes, that could be a realistic time period because there would be a 6 to 8 month gap from a PS5 release of this game to a PC release, because there has to be a gap, and that is the current trend. But for PS5, if it is announced, the great news and the good news is that for PC also it will be announced. So if there's an announcement this year after Spider-Man 2 release, that early January or February, you could be seeing Last of Us Part 2 for PS5, then 2024, later part of 2024, we could definitely expect the PC version of the Last of Us 2 Remastered. So they're saying that it is going to be a remastered version. So this was the news regarding Last of Us Part 2 PC Remastered. So what do you guys think of it? Are you excited? Because the first part was very good, but the PC port was not that well done. But hopefully this time they do a great port of this great game. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think about it. See you in the video. Bye. Take care. Keep supporting. Keep loving, and always keep gaming.